with Guido, King Guido, and Free Ride and Shoe Shine. And we're rocking here at
Hey, free ride. Hey,
the.
shipwreck.
Oh, it's Showdown. It's Showdown. No, it's Showdown.
Oh, so
It's Showdown right now. We'll get him later with something else.
all right.
How's everybody doing out there? How you doing out there? Hope everyone
I'm
is
groovy.
doing well. Is everybody okay? Yeah,
I'm groovy.
yeah.
Groovy.
We are live. Yeah, right here
I'm
on.
like a movie while I'm smoking a doobie. But me and Showdown can do it legally.
Yeah. Shoe Shine. Yeah,
We can doobie smoke. I can go on my porch and smoke a doobie.
yeah. I
Can
can't.
you?
I can't.
No.
Well,
You
I
live,
could. I could. And but
but
if
I
there was
can
a
flag
cop
down the
rolling by,
cop. I can flag down that cop and say, "Dude, look what I'm smoking."
but would you really?
I might in my small town. Town is small. I went to school with all the cops, so yeah, I probably would.
You probably would.
Yeah, I live in
Well,
Buffalo, but I'm outside of Buffalo, so it's a smaller
they'll
town.
just give it back to you. They'll just get. I went to D.C. and it was legal in D.C. and when it first became legal and shit, and then I'm out there. I'm smoking on this yacht and on my friend's yacht, and the cops are walking the boardwalk where we were parked on Georgetown
Right.
there. Beautiful place. So the cops come walking by and they see me cuffing the joint, I'm cupping it and shit. And I'm smoking it like this. And they said, "Oh, you don't have to do that no more."
The cop said that to you?
Yeah, the
Really?
cops came up and they started talking and shit. And yeah, yeah,
No
it was
kidding.
cool. It was too cool.
That's real
I
cool,
could
actually.
never see that day come,
Yeah,
but that's the way,
we never did think we'd see the day when that would happen. Never
right.
in our lifetime.
They would have confiscated the fucking yacht, you know?
Right.
For
Back in
nothing.
the day, they would have taken the yacht. I hear an echo.
Do you
You
hear it
hear
now?
After I talk, I hear myself talk.
you hear yourself talk?
Well,
Okay.
well, stay off of that
Yeah.
drug or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, is it what is that thing they call it when you have ringing in your ear all the time?
Oh, tinnitus.
Tinnitus. Yeah, maybe you
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah.
Bell
Could be.
palsy. You got Bell palsy.
Right.
Yeah, I got ball palsy.
Oh, you got ball palsy?
Yeah, one ball's palsier than the other.
I never noticed.
I never
I'm glad you
noticed.
never noticed.
Yeah.
And I would have never known. I would have never guessed. All
Yeah,
right.
Right.
yeah. That's why I have to wear very tight fitting underwear.
Very
In
tight
fact, I
fitting
would have
underwear.
never even imagined knowing this.
What? All right, here's one thing. Here's a question for you. What do you think of
Question.
manscaping?
Manscaping?
No,
Well, I
just
don't even bother
Yeah,
anymore. I
yeah,
used to. I used to
yeah.
manscape
make,
all the time.
makes you kind of itchy.
Well, yeah, it makes you itchy, but do you think your partner would appreciate a thinner patch?
No, she don't mind because nothing really happens down in that department anymore. So I, she,
All right.
My hair, I consider light.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Now,
want to shave it. I don't
I
want to
think it's
shave it.
already. It's a natural manscape, and it looks beautiful. Okay,
I
Yeah,
look like
I don't
a
have to trim it.
woman from the 70s.
you look like a woman from the '70s.
Yeah, you can't even see it. It's like just like the briar patch, man. It's
Yeah, mine's pretty thick, dude.
you
Mine's
know
pretty
you can
hairy.
you
Yeah,
know
Mine's thin. Mine's thin. Let me show you. I'll show you.
okay, you show us.
you
All
show
right,
us.
now that we muted his camera,
Yeah, now that we shut off his camera. Yeah.
so what did everybody do? I know right now it's still quite like 6 o'clock for showdown, but for you it's 8 o'clock, and for me it's 9 o'clock. How was your Sunday? Was it eventful?
It was okay. Of course, I did my show, and I
Yeah.
watched a movie this afternoon. I watched the movie. I watched Down Periscope with what's his name?
Oh yeah, what is his name? Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, that's it. Kelsey Grammer, and the chick that plays the dive officer on that is fucking smoking hot, dude. I mean, smoking hot.
It was kind of a. I've seen that movie before. I
Yeah,
think I was not happy with it. I thought I was going to expect more out of it.
right, right. Well, there wasn't a lot to it. I mean, it was a decent movie. It wasn't, one of his perennial movies. Of course, he
Right.
hasn't had many perennial
No,
movies. Matter of fact, he hasn't done anything in quite some time. So
I haven't seen Kelsey Grammer on anything except I have no clue. Nothing.
reruns of Mad About You or whatever the hell the name of that show was. What was the name
Frasier.
of that? Yeah, Frasier. And of course, he was on. He was on
Cheers.
Cheers. With
Yeah.
now, I am friends with what's her name on
He had a problem with cocaine. He had a problem with cocaine for a
yeah,
while.
big problem
Yeah.
with cocaine. Yeah, he did.
He got blackballed for a bit there for
Yeah,
Yeah, but how
stuff.
many of us in the '80s didn't have a problem with cocaine?
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, but
really.
he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught up in it.
That's
Yeah.
all.
I'm friends with Kirstie Alley on Twitter.
I'm friends with Kirstie Alley on Twitter too. She's one of those outspoken people that really speaks her mind. I'm not going to say where she leans or whatever, but she speaks her mind instead of being afraid to speak her mind.
Yeah, she's not afraid to
Oh,
speak
right
her
now,
mind at
I can
all. She'll
imagine.
tell somebody to go to hell. She'll
Right.
tell somebody
You,
to go fuck
you know who
themselves.
else is surprisingly pretty good with that stuff? Is Kevin Sorbo. Remember he played
Yeah,
Hercules?
yeah,
He
yeah.
is so honest with his political or life positions that it's refreshing.
Right.
And of course,
Uh,
there's always James Woods. Oh my
mhm.
God, James Woods is the funniest man I've ever seen in my life. And I never thought James Woods was funny. But if you follow him on Twitter, you will laugh your ass off.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. He is. I've got him on Twitter. Uh, I got you on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I follow all kinds of different people on Twitter, and
Oh, I do
it's
too.
amazing what people get away with. Yeah, it
Well,
really
it
is.
is amazing. And the thing that I don't like about, anything in society today is there seems to be, I'm not saying if you go out and be downright racist or whatever, but there seems to be, if you align yourself with one side, you get looked at more critically.
Well, of course you do. Of course
You
you do.
know,
I mean, when they this whole cancel culture thing is gone beyond the pale, and it's not. We talked about it. We've talked about it. It's not your tone of voice that matters anymore. It's exactly what you say and how they construe it to be, and their meaning of what you're saying.
well, whatever you say, they turn it to whatever fits their narrative.
Correct.
You
Correct. And
know,
that's where the
and
problem is.
and that's
Well, it should
what's
be
sad.
more like the Beatles ever was, and just do things not politically, because that one side or the other is not going to like it. So you want both sides to look at it. So like the Beatles, you did love songs and peace, love and peace, and they stuck with that shit, and that was pretty good.
Until they
Right.
wrote the
Go.
song "Helter Skelter" and made people go kill people.
Well, no, that didn't happen, but I mean, they did a couple of Revolution songs, but
Right.
No, the Beatles weren't one of those bands that were overly political. They weren't.
No.
I'll agree with that. But the bands that were overly political are not the bands that we listen to on radio now, because it was a song for that time. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Like
There's
where
certain
now,
songs they would never get released.
no.
Well,
Not
they
today.
got some rap songs now that are against one side or the other, the
Oh,
political
sure,
spectrum.
sure. They got it on everything. Music in
And
general.
actors, they got to speak their fucking mind, but they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. I wish they wouldn't talk about that shit. They'd have a better clientele, you know, if they didn't, because they're one-siding themselves, like, you're on one side.
They're picking a side.
We're not going to buy your shit, the other side, So, instead of having it more like both sides are going to buy my shit,
Yeah.
Well, it's like music is racist because if you're an R&B artist, you're not expected to be a white guy, and if you're a rock You're not expected to be a black band, and to me, that's bullshit. Why can't a black band play and a white guy sing R&B?
Well,
You're terminating that. You're designating black and white right there.
well, yeah.
Yeah, but they do though. They
Well,
do though.
you had
There's white
artists like
guys out there that do rap.
you had artists like Jimi Hendrix doing rock. You had Earth,
Sure,
Wind and Fire doing
there,
rock.
there
They
was a
had all
few. There
kinds
was
of bands doing fucking all kinds of uh,
Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny
Yeah,
Kravitz,
but the point of it is it's the
Prince.
handful that made it. But there's a
Right.
lot other ones that did it that didn't make it because of the stereotype.
Yeah.
Okay,
Prince.
now R&B
And they
white
got,
art. There was
back in
probably
the day, it had the Motown sound, which was I think that was a making of rock. It really was, you know.
no. I'm not saying that music itself didn't form. Other bands listen to other bands, but let's look at the business model of it.
Right.
Motown was not a white label, okay? And
No.
then you look at other labels; they were not black labels. They was segregated music. We learned music segregatedly, okay? If we would have just took the that this one can't do this or this one can't do that right out of it, music would have been a lot better, I think. Who knows? That we could have had a lot better bands than we have now if everybody embraced the music instead of saying, "Oh, this is mine, this is mine." You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that makes
I
sense
mean,
to me.
rap is only supposed to be black. Why? Why can't it be white? Why can't rock also be black or Hispanic or whatever?
Yeah,
You know,
it doesn't have to be. It
no,
doesn't
it
have to
doesn't.
be that way. But it is. It
Um,
is. It's still
yeah.
segregated today.
It is, and it's not as much as it used to be. I'll agree with that. But like when Jimi Hendrix was famous, that was special at the time in rock.
But the blacks have their own unique sound, and the whites have their own unique sounds, and the Latinos have and the country have their country sound, you know, and it's all. I kind of like that. There's
But
culture in that.
there's all kinds of races in each one of those genres.
There
There's
is now. There is now.
You know,
Yes.
yeah, there is today. I mean, when you
Yeah.
think about it, rap was originally blown up by a white guy. His name was Eminem. I mean, he's the
But
guy
I'm
that
saying
took
now,
it to the next
say,
level.
Say 1985, okay, and you put
And
on
you have a lot of white
your
people
rock
in.
station in 1985. How many black artists do you think you'd hear on there in a week?
Oh, two, maybe three.
Okay, now flip it to a black R&B station in 1985. How many white artists would you hear?
Not many. Not many.
Right,
You
that's
get
what I'm saying.
You know, you
We
get
didn't
Eminem.
make we didn't make it segregated. The machine made it segregated.
Yeah.
The system, the whatever, the media, the promoters, the record labels, they decided what we should listen to.
Right, exactly. They've made it.
You
They
know?
made it racist.
But then when the internet came around, people started saying, "What the hell is this? I never knew this guy could sing like this or this band could play like this."
I didn't
Because
know he was white.
Right. Nobody ever knew. Right, exactly. And it's amazing because I watch these videos all the time about what is it called? Where they do ratings, like it's like a young black man or something. He'll play some rock music and he'll give his peace of mind on it. And they all started liking this stuff. Why? Because they never heard it before.
Right.
And how do you like something if you don't hear it? So I think as parents, as whatever, we should teach our kids to listen to all forms of music and decide on your own. I mean, that's what we do in my house. We listen to everything.
Yeah. I
We
listen
are.
to pretty much everything. I mean, I hear it at work and I hear it on the radio. But I'm pretty much rock. I mean, that's just who I am, though.
too.
I'm 60 plus years old. I'm stuck in my ways.
And I'm a rock guy
There's a way
too.
when the old folks were the old folks, and they just liked Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra, and they didn't like the Beatles, and the new shit that was coming out. That you and I, and everybody was brought up in their own generation. I mean, we had
And
Flower
I'm not
Chicken
saying
back
that
then,
we made the mistake. But I'm saying the big machine, the industry decided what we listened to. For our
Oh,
whole,
absolutely.
as we all grew up. You're 60, whatever you are. I'm almost 50. We all grew up with the record company deciding what we listened to.
I mean, some of these people were brought up in the '80s, and they liked that '80s genre shit, which is the most biggest crap fest in the fucking universe, and you know, I don't know.
Free Ride's taking his pants off, by the way.
I had to take my pants off, man. I'm hot.
They think that '80s music is the shit,
I'm
and
in my
like
boxers.
disco. You got disco was coming in at that point, techno, and it kind of really bit the big one,
Right.
But
the 80s on the other spectrum, though, there was a lot more to choose from in the 80s than there was in the 60s or 70s. In the 60s or 70s, you either listen to rock and roll or you listen to R&B or country. Then the 80s or the late 70s started with the punk and the disco and all that stuff, and the 80s just carried it over. And then the 90s came and we went back to like the 60s again. It was like segregated. I think the 80s were the most maybe the music wasn't that great in most parts of it, but it had the best one for all type of attitude.
Right. Right. I agree. So listen,
I didn't like that at all. It was really a bad era for me.
Okay.
You didn't like George Michael?
You didn't like George
there
Michael?
was some good upcoming bands in the '80s, and they lasted up into the '90s and shit. At the end.
Yeah, but then they got too old. Then they got, who wants to see an 80-year-old guy up there dancing up on stage?
You know what I was thinking the other day? You're right.
The bands got better, and they were young guys. Chili Peppers came out.
Yeah, but could you imagine seeing Grace Slick on stage right now?
Woof.
Yeah, no, but there's different ones now that are really good. So, you got to understand that it's, hopefully it'll never go back to the '80s style.
Right. But it will. It will because everything repeats itself.
Maybe. But I sure would hit there and listen to the Bee Gees at a strip club again.
I've listened to the Bee Gees at a strip club. I don't have a problem with that.
I think two of my children were born to the Bee Gees.
Yeah. Oh, to the Bee Gees, huh? What songs, man? What songs did you like by the Bee Gees?
Oh, I like for Getting It On type, like More Than a Woman and
More Than a Woman to Me. Yeah, that's a great tune.
More than a woman to me. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Staying Alive. Staying Alive.
That's how you do, chest compressions. You sing that song, Staying Alive. That's the beat of the heart.
Of the heart. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they saved millions of lives, man. The Bee Gees. Is there still just one left now, or is he gone now too?
Yeah, he's still here.
Barry is still around.
Yeah. CPR is that song.
Yeah.
He'll probably die now though, because we talked about it.
Well, yeah. Whoever we talk about on our show usually ends up dead. So that's what happened to who was it? Chief Wannadoobie. He died. Chief Wannadoobie died. You were on that.
That guy got votes, though, remember?
He did get votes. He got about 12,000 votes, running for governor. So he did pretty good, man. Yeah, he was in the, he got 2% of the vote, which is more than, Chief Wannadoobie gets 2% of the vote. Give me a break. America's fucked up.
We can't even get a 2% of the listeners out there in the world.
I'm telling you. Well, if these listeners that are listening tonight will tell a friend about us, we'll have those listeners. We'll get those listeners.
Back when Governor, what's his name? Grady or something we had here, and then he got impeached out, and Arnold Schwarzenegger took over.
Yeah. Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown got.
No, it wasn't Jerry Brown.
No, it was the guy right after him.
Oh yeah. He got the what was it? The recount, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger took over and really fucked that state up.
They had a couple of my point is they had a couple of porn stars running in that race.
Yeah, they got a couple of porn stars. Yeah, you know what? And what's his name? Ron Jeremy. That fucker is up on fucking rape charges and shit, dude. Serious. He talking life in prison shit.
Yeah.
He's done. He looks like shit.
The problem is the society then was really shitty, and nobody would listen to these girls, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, Ron Jeremy raped you, whatever, stupid. You're
Yeah,
a porn star,
you're
you
a
know.
porn star, right?
Right. But now they're actually listening to him, and you know what? If we would have listened to him back then, maybe we wouldn't have all the pervs we have now.
Yeah,
So what's it about? Is it all about the money? Is that what it's all about?
It would be probably all about the money.
Point. It's
but you know what? He is going to be very popular in prison.
Yeah. He's going to be very popular in prison. True. I'll bet you there's going to be that one tranny that wants to suck his dick. You know,
my
when
God.
you think about that, I mean, you know, I've heard so much about you, Ron, Mr. Ron. You know,
but
yeah,
he's
sick.
like a hairy wildebeest.
Yeah,
I'll make your bed for you. I'll get you breakfast in the morning. I'll bring it to you.
Yeah. Fuck yeah! As long
Just
as you
imagine
be
how
my
many
boyfriend.
protein shots he can give out.
Right? Yeah, they might bottle it for all the other inmates that are in there.
But you know what? I never thought I'd see the day where like past crimes that long ago got you in trouble. Look at Bill Cosby. You know, drugging the women and all that. He didn't get convicted on the rape charges. He got convicted on the like knocking you the fuck out charges. You know,
forcible.
You know,
forcible. Yeah. Hey man, he's done. He's in for life, man. He'll never get out. He will never get out.
He's a narcophilia. But he couldn't have got laid unless he did that, see?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And now, you know, and the thing was, you know, I can almost guarantee you there was some money involved. Guarantee you there was money involved in that. Because they're probably saying, you either pay or we're going to fucking ruin you. And he didn't pay and they got ruined. You know, he got ruined. Just like Ron Jeremy.
That does happen a lot. If that's the case, he doesn't belong in jail if that's the case. If they try to extort money from him, then they're scumbags too, in my opinion.
Well, why couldn't 4 or 5 girls get together and fuck that guy? And you know, why wouldn't that be possible? If when there's no film, no nothing, no evidence, stone cold evidence on the
it's called the Me Too movement, where everybody is believable. Everybody is believable.
I'm kind of against that, if that's political or not.
Right.
But they see they're changing. They're starting it for the first time, though. Let me interject here. Because of the Me Too movement, they're also starting to prosecute women that do false accusations.
Correct.
Because now
they seem to never do that.
No, they never really did that before. They let it go or they gave them a warning, but now they're starting to convict them and put them in jail for it. Yeah. So that's a good step, too, because anytime they could have said, oh, he raped me, and nobody knows, but now we find the truth out, now you're going to jail.
Now you're going
to
jail.
And that's the way it should be.
You got 5 girls saying the same fucking thing, and they're not going to change their minds because they went to a party and got it all down. And they're gonna fuck this guy even after he paid them to get fucked up in the first place and fuck him, and then they're gonna recharge him again, and this is how he telling him fuck you, so he goes to jail over it, and the girls really are lying motherfuckers.
Well, if they're lying motherfuckers, then they just something with karma hopefully happens to them.
Yeah.
But there's I hate to say it. But Hollywood and the music industry of the 70s and 80s and 90s were filled with perverts and scumbags.
Oh, filth. Just filth, man. It was a seedy fucking organization. You'd be surprised how many of those heartthrobs and those beautiful women, the Barbie women, you know, you'd be surprised how many of them blew their way all the way to the top.
Sure.
How many
it's
of
a
them
shameful
women did
thing.
that? It is a shameful thing, and they did it just to spite it, and that's what happened to Marilyn Monroe. She was boinking all the wrong guys, and she took one for the country. If it would have got out that she was boinking John F. Kennedy and Bobby Kennedy, this scandal would be too great. And then now that Bobby and John are dead, it all came out, and she's dead, it all came out. Too little, too late, because nobody paid the price for that. Nobody paid the price for that.
You don't think she slept with the other Kennedy?
I don't think she didn't get a chance to. She wouldn't sleep with Edward. Fuck that. I wouldn't sleep with Edward.
I'm talking about Ted Kennedy.
Teddy? No, that's what I'm talking about, Ted.
Edward. I forgot his name is Edward. That's right.
Yeah, Edward Kennedy, yeah. Teddy, she wasn't going to boink Teddy. Teddy was fucking Teddy was a weirdo. He was the
Teddy
weirdo
already
of
had
the
a
Kennedy
murder
family.
rap on his shit.
Yeah, he had fucking Chappaquiddick on his list. I mean, he already screwed the pooch.
I
So,
find that amazing, though, that his both brothers ran for president, or one became president, one ran for president, both got assassinated. He's like, fuck that shit.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not putting my head in that fucking mixer.
He
I'm
stayed
not
a
putting my
senator.
head. No. I'll just stay senator. Thank you very much. Well, we all know who killed both the Kennedys, right? We know that
one of them was president.
Yeah. I think LBJ was responsible for John's death, and he was in cahoots with the CIA. Bottom line.
One of them was president, and one of them became president.
One of them became president. That's right.
Yeah. Because I still think Mr. Bush was involved with that.
Could have been. He's Illuminati. Yeah, yeah.
Skull and bones.
Skull and crossbones.
Yeah. That's not politics.
Okay,
that's
not
a
politics.
Secret society.
That's a secret society.
That's like the Freemasons or the Girl Scouts.
So back in July of 2019 or 2020, the USS what the hell was it? The USS what was the name of that ship, Bruce? Or Shoelace? What was the name of that ship out there that saw the UFOs? The USS Russell. That's it. The USS Russell saw and recorded these so-called UFOs.
The green lights.
The green lights, they were in triangles. Have you seen the video at all? There's Shoelaces? I mean,
no, that's what I was thinking that too, man.
I saw the video, and it's very suspect. I mean,
well, you know what? Here's the thing. They have until July. I can't remember the day. Someday in July, they're supposed to release all the evidence they have on UFOs from the Freedom of Information Act. But if anybody believes that you're going to get that information, you're crazy.
No, that ain't going to happen. They're not going to tell us about that.
They're going to hold that, put it in.
You lost your mic.
Your hearing.
I hear you now.
You lost your hearing. I didn't lose my mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost your mic.
So
that last part we missed.
Yeah. Oh, I'm fucking stoner. I forgot what the hell I said anyway. But
you're not gonna see what they release. You're not gonna see. They're not gonna release.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna fucking see what they release because they're gonna put it in court for so long, and you're just gonna forget about it.
Yeah, and then one day after we're all dead and gone, they'll come out and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, the guy standing next to you is a fucking alien."
I always thought that there was life here that shouldn't be here, and all my life people said, "The fuck is wrong with you, retard?"
No.
And instead of, I don't know, maybe trying to research the things that I did, people just automatically throw things down. You're a conspiracy theorist. Why am I a conspiracy theorist? Because I don't think like everybody else.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've had this discussion before, and they definitely didn't come from Mars. But if you look out into the universe, there are an awful lot of fucking solar systems out there that could hold life.
Sure.
And we're not. If we think we're the only eggs in the basket, I got news for you. We're not. If we are, then that's a true miracle. That's a true miracle. If we're the only intelligent life in the entire fucking universe, we're the only source of halfway decent intelligent life, then that's a fucking miracle.
I honestly think that we're a young planet. I think there's planets that have been around longer than us that have better life form than us. We just don't know where they are.
I think so. But we always in the movies depict an alien as having these weird fucking fingers and fucking big old heads, and they can't hardly walk and shit.
Yeah, maybe some do.
And then they build these elaborate spaceships, and how the fuck do they do that with those fingers? Huh? And they're all weird looking and shit. How the fuck, I'm going, what the fuck's all this shit about? What? And then have you ever noticed they fucking, the further into the future you get, the bigger the fucking weapons get. Seeing these motherfuckers in there with a weapon the size of a transmission. Blah, 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 shooting out laser lights and shit. It's, huge. The rifles keep getting bigger. Anybody
and their
notice that?
penises keep getting smaller.
And the penises keep. There's something to that. Penises keep getting smaller. But no, as far as aliens are concerned, do you honestly think that they're going to let us see them?
Well, I think some maybe do let you see them because maybe they look just like us. They don't have to be green tentacled
Right.
space people. They can look just like you two could fucking be space people.
How could those beings build a fucking
Take us
anything?
to your leader.
Why? They couldn't build a fucking unless they did it by mind only, and the mind tightens down, torques down fucking screws. Because you just don't build ships like that and that fly through the universe and in light speed, with those fingers and that body.
I can if I take a really good hit of acid.
Yeah.
You ever see E.T.? How did E.T. build a fucking spaceship?
E.T. found home. E.T. found home.
You seen the contraption he built to get his telephone home?
Yeah,
that
was pretty smart. He was a smart little guy.
Yeah, E.T. was pretty smart.
He don't have the coordination to build a spaceship like picked him up.
All right, 5 points. Who did the theme song to that movie?
Theme point to what? E.T.?
Yeah.
I haven't got the foggiest idea.
Come on, Neil Diamond. Turn on your hot light.
Oh, okay. Turn on your hot light. Okay.
Let it shine wherever you go.
Neil Diamond, huh?
That's my best Neil Diamond impersonation.
It sucks, but anyways, so we're okay. So we're on the page here. We got three of us here. Let's take a vote. Who believes in UFOs? You first, Guido.
I do believe in them. I honestly do. I don't know if they're made by another country and fucking with us, but there's unidentified flying items out there for real.
For real. How about you there, Shoelaces? Showcase? Showdown?
Steeplechase.
Steeplechase.
God damn.
Do you believe in UFOs? Come on, answer the question. It's not that hard. Yay or nay?
No, there's got to be something out there besides us, but whether they can reach us yet or not, I don't know about all that.
What do you say about the Black Knight satellite? You ever hear that one? That it just appeared. It's been around us for like 100 and some years, and before we've even had, satellite technology.
I think they're working on. I do believe in UFOs. I do. And I think they're working on magnetic fields, and they're on a different wavelength than us.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a better question. Do you all believe that our government knows about?
Oh, yes.
Do you think that we're using their technology?
Yes. Roswell was a real thing, in my opinion, because when the first reporter went to the Roswell site, the regular military guy that was there said, yes, there were a ship and there were aliens. Then they printed that, and then they had to retract it because the government told them they needed to, and that was wrong. So how can in one 8-9 hour span it go from yes there was aliens and there was a ship to no it was a weather balloon?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've never believed the weather balloon theory, but here's another thing. We could be totally wrong. There's reports that Nazis and Hitler were working on, like he was talking about before, magnetic gravitational devices that would fly in a different way. And some people think that UFO technology was invented by, the Germans, but did they have alien technology?
Yeah, did they have help?
Magnet force the answer to all our problems and to our fuel.
That's another thing. The Japanese bullet train runs on magnetic pull. Yeah, they don't use fuel. There's no fuel involved.
Magnets are the most important. Besides water, the Earth's magnetic field is our second most greatest
important
thing.
resource. Yes, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And the magnetic field in this Earth, could be responsible for even what they consider gravity to be,
Yeah.
or because there's never been a definition. Gravity is just still a theory, and when you tell people, oh, gravity's just a theory, it doesn't mean what he says is real. Oh, you're fucking stupid. Read it, retard. It says gravity this is my theory, okay? So it's not even no facts on it.
Yeah.
It's
There's
scientific observation. That's all it is.
That's all it is, yeah. Newton's theory of gravity, right? Where the apple fell from the tree and hit the ground. Does everything fall to the ground?
What goes up must come down, all that stuff like that. But,
right.
It could be a magnetic field because everything on this Earth has magnets in it. Your body has.
Oh yeah,
has
carbon.
It's magnets
Carbon
in water.
is. Yep, carbon is. We're all made of carbon, and we are magnetic. Whether we like it or not, we have some form of magnetism to us. And the Earth's gravity.
That force right there is the one that needs to be mastered.
And harnessed, yes.
Well, that's why if you wear one of those magnetic bracelets, they do help you. Like the, what do you call it? Those bracelets they sell that like charge your magnetic field inside your body. Those bracelets actually probably do work to some degree because there is a magnetic field and also electricity in your body. There's also electricity in there, if you believe it or not. You can generate your own electricity. That's why, when you shuffle your feet on the carpet, you can shock somebody.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you have you have magnets, electrodes, and water. That's your fucking body, pretty much.
Yeah, and you can become electrified.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people are struck by lightning and survive.
Well, there's such a thing as spontaneous combustion.
Yeah.
Spontaneous combustion. That's what it is.
Oh, you believe in that, do you? You believe in spontaneous, where somebody's body could just poof, light up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if I have a thing for that. I mean,
that's a real thing.
They say it's real, but I've never come across that, and actually I hope I never do if it is a real thing.
Right.
But I'm the kind of from the camp of I want proof. Like when someone says this is our theory, like the Bible, for instance, is that true? I don't know. There's never really proof on it. Is the gravity theory proof? I don't know. There's never really proof on it. It's theories. Einstein, Newton, whatever. Like
Einstein's theory of relativity and all that shit.
The guy that was going to invent that was killed in the First World War.
Yeah. Well, could be.
Look at this. Until Galileo, everybody in the world thought the Earth was flat.
Right.
Until Galileo came out and said it was round.
Invented that. He died.
Copernicus.
That's what happened there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Copernicus.
Galileo's like a painter. I'm sorry.
Well,
sorry, Galileo fan.
Another 100 years before we figure that out.
I think that our government, and not just our government, I think like Russian government, Chinese government, the big world powers have more technology and more secret things that you not even aware of.
We don't even know about, right?
Because if you just look through how in the 20th century we went from nothing to having supercomputers and a computer the size of your hand. It was the fastest moving technological boom ever in the 20th century.
Oh, I believe things are going to move faster now.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, from like the 60s, okay, from maybe we'll even say Roswell, from the 40s to
we're going to have smellophone.
Technology has been ridiculous.
We're going to have smellophone, and then once they figure out the gravity and the magnetic force, they'll be able to do transport machines. Watch.
Yeah, well, those trains that they're talking about building, those tunnel trains, where they're done by magnetic pull, and they can pull you along. They say that it's going to be so fast that you're going to be able to get from New York City to Los Angeles, California in a matter of 3 hours, 4 hours tops.
Yeah, and that's the thing is what I'm saying. Magnets.
Here's one even better.
About magnets?
Yeah,
I believe
it's all magnets.
Tesla is doing a tube. Okay.
Yeah.
You lay the tube on the bottom of the ocean, and it sucks you like one of those things that you close the door on, and it fucking goes straight up, through the tube. Those capsules.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
What you do is you all get in a capsule, and then it goes 300, 400 miles an hour all the way to China, under the
Yeah.
ocean, straight ahead under these like Lego tubes.
Right. And folks, those were not added sound effects. That was really
That was definitely showdown. With
that
those,
was definitely Studebaker.
that's a showdownism right there, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You fulfilled your fucking
You got it.
Yeah, you got it, brother. You got it. Pew 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 pew.
I couldn't even. I had to look up because I thought that he was playing the sound effects.
People would have never understood what you were talking about without that sound effects, man.
No,
That's
no.
awesome. That is awesome. Yep, killer.
That was really that was really good.
You're in this little capsule, man, and there's no stopping you until you get to China.
You did mention a name that I was going to mention about the Earth's magnets and all that, and it was Tesla, but it wasn't Eli Manning, or rather his Elon Musk Tesla. It was Nikola Tesla who thought that you can do electricity through the magnetic field from point to point without wires or anything. And the reason that worked
with electricity.
Yeah, he invented it already, where you could take electricity from everywhere and just keep passing it to each other without wires or whatever. And that wasn't going to work because then there wouldn't be no need for an electric company then.
That's true. That's true. It would be all free energy. Nobody would make any money. Well, Gonzo here says the cell phone was invented right after the Second World War by a guy by the name of Al Gross.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he was Al Gross from, the Mennonite land or something.
It was probably more like a radio phone.
Whatever that is,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that we did it. The first cell phones though were like a briefcase,
right?
Yeah.
And
I remember my mom in the '80s had a car phone, and this thing was fucking huge.
Oh yeah. I had one of those first ones too. You had to carry it around in a bag with you.
Mm-hmm.
It was in a bag, and you would plug it in, the power source into your lighter. And it was in a bag, and you'd lift it up, and it looked like a regular telephone.
Yep.
It looked like a regular telephone. You had an antenna sticking out of the back of your car.
Like in our car, it was just there in case, my mom broke down or something.
Yeah,
you could not use it
for anything else. And then it progressed, and slowly but surely the payphones started disappearing off the corners of, and at the convenience stores and shit. And they started disappearing. And gas went from 24 cents a gallon up to 59 cents a gallon. And things changed really rapidly. Inflation hit.
Here's a good question for you. The world is pushing to get rid of gasoline-driven automobiles and go to electric cars. So here's my point of it. What benefits the United States government and what benefits these companies by going electric? Because right now everything is gas combustion engines, and you need the parts that are gas oriented, and you need the engines that are gas oriented. So we're going to put people out of business.
No, you're not going to, because technology moves with the times. Okay, you're going to start hearing about more companies like Tesla. You're going to start hearing more about companies like General Motors. You're going to start hearing more about these. Now, I just saw an ad from, what the hell was it? Audi. They're going to be all electric by 2021, by 2041. All electric, all their vehicles. They will no longer build a incombustible engines. They won't be making those. Technology has come so far that, do you know that since 10 years ago, just 10 years ago, the batteries now weigh 400 pounds. Okay? 10 years ago, that same battery with the same amount of power was almost 700 pounds. So they've actually shrank the battery. Okay?
No, that's true. That's true. There is innovations on that. But my problem is right now I'm going from New York to see you in Missouri. I noticed, oh, shit, I better get...
Well, that's all a part... Yeah, you're breaking up again. We lost you.
Your mic's off.
All right, what if I'm running out of a charge?
Well, if you're driving an electric car, by then they're hoping to have the infrastructure fixed to where it can support that. You stay at a hotel, you fucking fuel up your car.
Yeah,
On
but
a
you're not going to do that every 300 miles.
No, you're not gonna. You can't travel like you used to. But the chargers that they're building now are going to be 3 times as fast as they are right now
Right.
by the time the technology hits. You're going to be able to charge your car in an hour and still drive 350 to 400 miles. They've now got batteries that will help self-generate and fucking charge while you're driving. And that's where the benefit is. When they figure that out, they won't need any of that shit. You'll just
So
have
you won't have BPs and mobiles. You'll have, like
Yep.
National Grid and your
Believe me,
local.
there'll be engine cars, there'll be gasoline engine cars and diesel engine trucks on the road for the next 20 to 25 years anyways, no matter what.
No,
No
I
matter
know
what.
that. I'm not
This
against
one
the
guy,
electric
he had
car.
an all-electric car, and in the trunk he had a generator,
Yeah.
and he just fucking gassed up that generator and then took off.
But you're still
And
putting carbon into the air by turning on that you're still putting carbon out into the air. And that's the whole purpose. That's defeating the purpose of getting away. Now the same thing people will argue, that
I mean, to produce the electricity is costing the air.
correct. And they are still unwilling to go all nuclear on power, on electric power. And that's where the secret lies. Correct me if I'm wrong. So,
I like it.
you know,
I like the car. It's clean. It's efficient. It's it's powerful. It's easy. Do it.
yeah. I mean, electric cars are going to be here whether we like it or not. So we might as well get on board. I mean, pretty soon those cars are going to be able to travel between 80 and 100 miles an hour. So you won't need that much fuel to get you from point A to point B. Do you follow me? So you can get at 80 miles an hour, you can get from Buffalo to St. Louis in X amount of hours, 3 or 4 hours. Whereas the electric cars of just 10 years ago, you weren't going to go that fast. You're lucky to get 60 miles an hour out of the fuckers. But today's technology, man, these cars. I mean, look at the Hummer. Oh my God, $125,000 for that. But it's a fucking nice vehicle. I mean, there's no question about it. That's innovative right there. That is innovative.
Yeah. I mean, the shit's going to last a lot longer than it used to, too.
I'm going to say close to 50% of the forklifts that we sell are all electric.
Back in the 80s, 99.9% of the cars were disposables.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You just use them up and throw them away.
Yeah, 10 years if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, if you take good care of it.
Yeah, I had to rebuild a car 2 times, man. Totally restore a car twice.
Yeah.
It was a never-ending battle.
It's always a never-ending battle with, and that's the
Back in
difference.
those days.
And the new,
But these days,
the electric motors
days,
now.
They make cars. They make cars that is going to last for a long time. The dash, everything is going to just be all computer. The face and that car's going to last for 20, 30 years.
I'd rather get rid of cars completely and figure out how to way to teleport people.
Yeah.
Well, that's where
that would be so cool.
In. See, we haven't harnessed that yet.
No, and I wish we would harness that quickly because just think about it. You could plan your trip so great. I want to be at Disney at Friday at 5
like
p.m.
I said, the guy that was going to invent that, it died in Vietnam. See, he was only 18, but he died right there.
Yeah, the guy that was going to invent that, huh?
Yeah, he's going to invent that. That's why wars
was his name Scotty?
Scotty.
That's why wars are so stupid. The guy
Mr.
that
Scotty,
was
right?
Yeah.
Invent something to be very good for the world, died in a war because it's stupid. And that's sad to think that could have happened, and it probably did.
It's some genius that was going to come up with some kind of ingenious to make our lives all better. Actually, died in a war before he was
The
able
guy,
to
Or also,
accomplish it.
it also could have killed some serial killer rapist too.
Yeah, could have killed some serial rapist too. That's one way to look at it.
there's more creative people than bad people.
Yeah, well,
That's not
true. There's
true.
a lot.
I don't think
Uh,
that's true.
I don't think so either. I
I
mean,
think
there's
there's just about an equal amount.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, because there's a lot of
Yep.
creative people. Anybody can
Going
be
on.
creative, but anybody could also be evil at the same time.
yeah.
There's people all throughout history that were evil geniuses. That's why they have
Hitler
that
was an
title,
evil
that
genius.
Oh,
Hitler was
well,
an
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about Disney movies. Now, listen, sure, there's going to be incredible Jack the Rippers, but there's going to be some good doctors come out of it too, and there's going to be some good
sure,
inventors that come out of it too.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
just and
But that's what I'm
please,
saying. It's about a 50-50 gamble. There could be,
well, you don't
you
know
know,
what you do, so you don't just go out and
there
murder
could be
motherfuckers
the guy
randomly.
that's no war's stupid. War could be so avoided. I mean, it's like it's
Well, that's
economics again. I go back to that.
yeah, that's what I'm
Everything is
saying.
about money.
I don't like
everything.
killing somebody before they invented something, man. I mean, somebody's got a potential. Most people, some people can write one song and be a what one hit wonder. That's what they call them, man.
Yeah, but you could put
Yeah,
that. Listen, you could put that tag on another very controversial subject. You could put the tag on of abortion. Oh, you just killed a genius. You just killed whatever. Now, it's just the way it goes. I mean, I it's not a choice. It's not by chance. It's just the way it goes.
yeah,
Well,
I mean,
abortion,
if
abortion is
you got to go
different.
to war, you got to go to war. We're all three,
I'm sorry.
ex-military. We know how it is.
You're getting mixed up with smart people having, you know, kids, their sons and daughters going off and getting killed at war, instead of you're talking about somebody a crack whore who's trying to get rid of a fucking baby. That-
Yeah, but that smart person can end up not being smart later on. People's minds can just deteriorate.
people's
Mine,
minds do
I'm a
deteriorate.
lot different.
Especially if
Listen,
you
when I
take
was
a bullet
18, 19
skull.
years old, I had every idea under the sun. Now I'm 47, and I can't even decide what fucking socks I'm gonna wear.
Right?
Because my 18-year-old mind, by 30 years or 20 years, whatever, of fucking it up, I'm a crazy loon now.
Yeah,
I was writing songs back then. I was painting pictures. I was like a fucking young Picasso.
See,
yeah,
but you got to live out your potential, which was maybe moronic, but you still got to
Right.
uh, live out your, whatever you could accomplish. And but
yeah. What
you
a
know,
dick!
Hey, my
God
life
damn!
went the way I wanted it to.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
I
Wow!
steered the
Wow!
ship. I steered the ship in my life so much that I am right where I should be. I'm
Yeah,
lucky I'm still alive.
I'm lucky
I
to be
was a
alive
nightclub
too.
DJ.
I'm sure we all are. Yeah.
I was a nightclub DJ for 12 years, during the Coke years where everybody under the sun was snorting their asses off. I'm surprised I'm alive.
Oh, I'm lucky to be
I
alive
was like
too.
a mother effing rock star.
Well, if you'd
You
have
know?
stayed with this shit, if you'd have stayed with it, you'd have probably not made it. If you stayed with it,
No, I don't think so because I never believed in becoming something made your life better. I think what you do with what you have makes your life better. If I was, smart and it doesn't mean I need to go and be smart. It means I can live my own life with my kids and grandkids and be smart. You know what I'm saying? Just because
no.
you know about politics doesn't mean you should run for office.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to have
I
some
mean,
smarts, man, to run for office, and you got to
well,
be an
not even
incredible
if
liar.
well, that's the thing is most smart people can't be politicians because they know lying is wrong. you
Right?
know?
They do
So
it. They do
when
it out
you
of
have moral ethics, you can't be You cannot be a
Is there any
politician
is
if
there
you have.
any good like good to tell a lie sometimes, isn't it? Huh?
What, a
Well,
white lie? You mean
a
a white
white lie
lie
is
is?
different than. Yeah, that's a little different. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I mean,
Yes, there is.
even a black
There is
lie. If you say,
instances.
okay, say you found a suitcase full of money, and then somebody confronts you and says, "Dude, you find the suitcase full of money, or the cops? You find the suitcase full? No."
That's not a white. That's not a white lie. A
That's
white
a
lie is
that's a
like telling your.
big lie.
Yeah, it's like telling your kids that there's Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy.
That's
That's a
called a
white lie.
felony, theft by deception.
Right.
That's
Right.
called a
Yeah,
felony.
But if you
Yeah, no, you
yeah,
go to
but
prison
kids
for
with
that.
Santa
If you
Claus every
yeah,
year.
but you pulled it off. You pulled it off.
don't complain if you get caught. Don't complain if you get caught, because I'll tell you right now, that is a felony for sure, no question
All right.
about it.
Here's a good example of a white
You
lie.
didn't steal the money. You found it. Come on.
All right. Look, now listen. Here's a white lie. Honey, do I look good in this dress?
Yeah,
Now
baby,
that's a
you
good
look
white
great.
lie.
Yeah, you look great. You
Does
look
my ass
wonderful
look
tonight.
fat in this? No.
You look
You
Dude,
know,
wonderful tonight.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is good to lie. Sometimes.
No question.
Sometimes.
No question. Yeah.
But it's situational. If you're lying to your kids because you're giving them gifts and saying it's
I mean,
Santa
if
Claus,
we're
then
going
be a
to
little
compare
happy.
apples to oranges, a white lie or a black lie, they're all lies, okay? It's all a lie. They're lies, so we can't dispute that, right?
You can't
Well,
dispute a lie as a lie, but you can
a lie's
dispute
a lie.
deception with the lie.
If you can,
Like if you say I'm going to run for office and promise you this, and this, and when I win, I ain't giving you shit.
Well,
That's a
detectives
lie.
come up to you and say, hey, did you find that bag full of money? And you say, I don't know, man, what you're talking about, man.
that's a
That's also
lie.
lying to the cop.
Yeah, and you know what? You're better off telling the truth, because you may get a reward out of the deal. And what they do is, until they find the rightful owner, they hold it for a certain period of time, and that money's yours. So
If no one claims it.
telling the truth matters, because if you turn that money over to the cops and say, "Yeah, I found this. It was laying on the corner, man. I didn't know what to do with it. Here, I didn't know." Well, we're gonna hang on to it till we find the rightful owner. But if we don't
Good
find the
thing he
rightful
came
owner, you get
forward.
that money.
No, good thing you came forward, then he blows your head off.
Yeah, good thing you blew. Yeah, okay. Well, at least it'll be quick.
Yeah. I don't know. Lies are deceitful, and can you consider an actor a liar?
No,
Or
Yeah,
no?
well,
no. If they're
that's-
playing the part, but if they lie
Yeah.
outside like De Niro does every time he opens his mouth in public, uh, and he's a liar. He's a
Are you
liar.
looking at me?
We're not going
Are
to
you
go
looking
there,
at
but
me?
Yeah, you
yeah,
talking to
but
me?
then, as far as
Yeah, talking.
his
Right.
career, he portrayed a lot of bad guys and
Oh,
good
sure he did.
guys, and he did his parts well. No doubt
He was a
about
great
it.
actor. Great actor.
Yeah, so you got to hand it to him. He goes home and lives his life like a regular normal.
No, but he's a liar. He's got a big mouth. I wish he'd act and not talk.
Right.
He's got secrets. He has got many
Oh yeah,
horrible.
he's diverting
secrets.
everything away from himself. You can tell
Yes.
someone's fucked up when they
Man,
do what he
he's a
does.
smart man. You got to hand it
He's
to him.
got
He's
secrets.
Yeah, he's
And
got
he's
his
made-
secrets.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to get into his, French black book little girl thing. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to get to on the show. But people that listen can investigate the Paris connection, I'll say, with De Niro, and take it from there, because he's not the sweet, the older man that you think.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
you're comparing like shit. What's his name? God damn it! I had it at the tip of my tongue now. With Jack
Yeah, that guy.
Nicholson. Jack
Yeah.
Nicholson. He's a great actor too.
Yeah, Jack
and-
Nicholson is a
Yeah.
great actor.
Do you know this? Do you know that scene in Easy Rider where they smoke the joint around a campfire or whatever?
Yeah,
It wasn't supposed to be real, and it was. And he got stoned the most. That's when he started laughing when he was saying the one scene, and they left it in.
Yeah, they
he was
left.
stoned.
He was stoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That him and Dean Stockwell and Peter Fonda were like the shit back then together.
Yeah,
And
they were.
the other one, Dennis Hopper.
Dennis
They all
Hopper.
hung out
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
they were
movie.
all hot shit.
And I think even Bruce Dern was part of that gang.
Yeah. Well, Bruce Dern is in this movie I saw today with Down Periscope.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
He was in that movie. He was the admiral chasing after him.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
He was his look, his image was, I mean, it was a desired look. I mean,
Yeah,
he
it
had
was.
to be like, it wasn't the typical Hollywood.
But that's him acting, and it's not him. And it's kind of look at Sylvester Stallone. People wanted to come to his house and kick his ass because he made those Rockies movie, and everybody
Yeah.
thought he was shit. And all wanted to, so he put the wall around his fucking house.
Yeah. Yo, Adrian. Yeah, I did it. Look, I did it. Yeah, I did it. With his arms raised up. Yeah. I got his ass kicked.
Sylvester Stallone is a great action star.
Yeah.
But don't ever put him in a regular
Arnold
movie.
Schwarzenegger took that flying kick from that kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what the thing about it is those guys, Arnold Schwarzenegger too, I think he's kind of a neat and cool kind of a guy because, here he comes from Austria, and he makes it big in America, makes it all the way to the governor of California as being an immigrant. That's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, well, he lived the American dream. He lived the American
he
dream. He's an
And he did it on
Austrian
his
Nazi.
own.
He's an Austrian Nazi. He fits right in out there in California. No
Well,
question
they
about it.
kicked him over some porn stars and stuff. There was a lot of.
He was a Republican.
Yeah, he
Don't
was.
forget that.
Two
But he
porn
was married
stars
to.
and
Yeah.
some other guy. I forgot who that was. Yeah.
But he's married to a Kennedy.
Yeah, he is married to a Kennedy.
Maria
Yeah, he is.
Shriver. Well, I think
She's
now.
blood to the
She was a
Kennedys.
Kennedy. Yep.
She's blood to the Kennedys.
Are they
It was
still
kind of weird.
married?
Yeah, she's
No,
still
I think
around.
they're.
I think they're
She's
divorced.
still around, but I think they're divorced. Yeah,
I
think
think
they're
they are
divorced.
divorced. Yeah, he was fucking around, or they just grew
Like,
apart.
I'll be back, and he never came back.
Yeah.
He got paid and when he did Terminator, they said it was like whatever the price he got paid for the movie. It was like $1 million per line because he only said like 12 lines or something in the
12
whole
lines.
movie.
Yeah.
Who was another big guy who didn't translate to acting well, but he was good at other things? Was Lou Ferrigno? Okay,
Lou
now Lou
Ferrigno,
Ferrigno could have been the guy he couldn't be a movie star, say to speak, but put him in the Hulk costume or put him in the bad guy role where he doesn't have to talk and it's just his body, and he's great at that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Incredible Hulk was awesome.
Oh, The Incredible Hulk was one of my favorite shows of all time, with Bill Bixby.
You got these actors that can do anything. Like Liam Neeson. The motherfucker is phenomenal. He can change and be like a Nazi fucking guy, and then change to
Abraham
a sentimental guy and a
Yeah,
comedian.
Abraham Lincoln slays vampires, didn't you know?
Yeah. Did you ever see Bubba Hotep?
No.
No, I've never seen
it's
Abraham Lincoln.
Elvis. It's Bruce Campbell's in it, and he plays Elvis, and he's in a nursing home, and this dude finds it and realizes it's really Elvis. And then they go and they hunt mummies and shit and kill all these zombies and stuff.
Oh, great.
It's pretty fucking funny. It really is. It's called Bubba Hotep. So Elvis is technically in this nursing home and whatever, and he knows it's him. So he convinces him to tell him that he's Elvis, and then they go out and hunt zombies and shit.
Well,
There's so many of them stupid scenario movies out there.
You got Lincoln killing vampires. They got one of them things going on.
I think George Washington would have been the better vampire slayer.
Yeah.
And the truth about him is he didn't really have wooden tooth. He had like some other kind of tooth.
Who did? George Washington?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they were
That
made of
zombie era,
porcelain. They were made out of
that's the
porcelain.
80s.
yeah,
That
yeah.
zombie era started in the 80s. I never liked it.
Uh,
Zombie things are pretty cool, but you can't shoot a zombie. You got to cut their head off or blow their head off.
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
don't know, man. And then you got the double tap, you know, you
That's
know.
okay though. If that's how you feel when they come attack us, I'm tripping your ass and running.
yeah. You're gonna.
Oh,
I'm gonna
oh,
leave
all
you
right.
behind in
Yeah,
my dust. I will be
yeah.
blowing heads off left and right, and using shovels and everything I can
I
do to
mean,
fucking take their fucking
that,
head off.
oh, that's everybody's getting a vaccine, and next year everybody's going to be zombies.
Yeah, all those people who got vaccines are gonna turn into a zombie.
Right. And all
Ooh,
us ones that don't get it are gonna chop your damn heads off.
Yeah,
Whatever. How it goes.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it's
we'll
coming.
have to.
Called the pod.
You're gonna. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
you're gonna have to. Here's the thing: you don't get the vaccination, you can't travel. You or on planes and shit. Do you think that's how it's gonna happen?
Um, no, I don't think so. I think this is herd immunity is right around the corner. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to have to worry about the vaccine anymore. I'm learning more and more about the vaccine. It's like the flu vaccine. It comes from a fucking egg. Um, and I am highly allergic to that kind of a vaccination. So, good luck with that. I hope you all enjoy your fucking vaccine because I'm not
So,
taking a
so
motherfucker.
you and me and Todd, free ride, we all get to uh, cut their heads off later when they turn into zombies, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. We get
Only
oh,
if they turn to zombies. You
only
can't
if
go
they
doing
turn.
that
You
shit if they're
can't
real
go
people.
doing it. Asking people, did you get vaccinated? Yeah, you can't cut their head off because they got
You
vaccinated.
gotta wait. You gotta wait till they start walking funny and
You
Yeah,
gotta
you
they
wait
know.
till they
start
start
dragging
eating
a
the
leg
flesh of
or
somebody
the
else.
flesh starts coming off their face and shit.
I don't want to be
Okay.
part of that cancel culture. Listen,
I don't
let's
want
get
to
All
be
that
right.
part of
straight.
that part of a cancel culture. No, we don't want to be cutting people's heads off and shit.
No,
But
we got to
although
make
there
sure
are
that
a few
there's
people
no
I'd like to
others.
cut the heads off right now, but that's beside the point. There's a few of them out there.
And then not to be insensitive, but would you sing Paul McCartney? Let me roll it.
Yeah, let me roll it. Yeah, it would hit. It would. Yeah, it would hit.
I don't understand.
All right, here's a question. This one goes to hold on. This one goes to Sweet Cheeks first. What's your favorite non-Beatles song? Like solo.
What's your favorite
Oh,
solo Beatles song?
yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd say if I had to listen to it over and over while my deathbed, while I'm dead, over and over and over. If it was one of them, I don't know. Give me a minute to think on that. What's yours?
Mine would probably be it's a toss up between either My Sweet Lord or the No No song.
The No No song? No, 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 no,
Yeah,
I don't smoke
I
it no
fucking love that
more.
song.
I hate waking up on the floor. No, thank you,
I might
please. It
say
only makes me
I was
sneeze.
really a
And it
big
makes it
fan
hard
of
to
Ringo
find
Starr
Eeyore.
solo stuff.
Yeah,
But no, to be serious,
I would
to be
mine
say
serious,
would.
I
John Lennon. Imagine.
Okay.
okay.
I could listen to that over and over and over in my death while I'm in the coffin. What about you, Todd?
Uh, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm thinking. Venus and Mars are all right tonight. Paul McCartney and
Maybe
yeah, and
rock
oh
show.
yeah, Rock Show with Rock Show. Yeah,
Pick a
yeah, it's
song
one of my
that
favorite.
normal people would
And
know.
then my slow one would be George Harrison and if I needed someone. That would be my favorite. But yeah, he did that with the Beatles, but he also did it solo, and so that's
Well,
one of
you
my
know what else
favorite
is a
George
good
Harrison
song
songs.
to have played at your funeral is George Harrison's "What Is Life."
What is life? Yeah, yeah,
Even though it's an upbeat beater song, it's still
yeah,
about life. What is
yeah.
life? You
All
know.
things must
So
pass.
that's
All things must pass. It's a
you know
great
that
album.
it must really bother the other like Paul and John that Ringo and George came out the gate banging
Yeah, they did.
after they broke. Yeah, they really did.
Yeah,
And
It took Paul a long time to get his shit together, man. It took
yeah,
Paul,
but
to get his band and all that. You know.
yeah, until Paul writes another number one hit, George Harrison technically had the first solo number one hit with My Sweet Lord, and the last solo number one hit with Got My Mind Set on You.
Got my mindset
So
on you. Yeah.
he he holds the first and last number one solo Beatle hit.
So you
Right.
wanna know my next one would be?
What would that be?
Oh, Queen,
Queen.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody. I'll take that.
But yeah.
If
It's,
it was at my funeral, I'd want AC/DC Rise in Power.
yeah.
Rise in power. Like, we'll wake the dead. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
that's perfect. Yeah, let's wake the
Yeah.
dead. What I want to do is I want to in my casket, if I'm laying in an open casket, and I
You
I
play
want to
Beach Boys in my room,
no in
in
my casket.
my room.
In my casket, I'm laying there, and there's a tape recorder underneath, and I have Connie go push the play button while everybody's sitting there, and it says, "Hey, what are y'all doing?" And I have my voice on it saying, "How y'all doing? Well, if you're hearing this, I'm dead, and I just wanted to let y'all know." Let me out of here. I saw this one guy. He had one of those put in his casket, and they lowered him in the grave. He goes, "Hey, what are y'all doing? Let me out of here. Let me out of here." The whole
Uh,
place
uh,
just
uh,
broke up fucking laughing, man. It was hilarious. It was some Irish guy over in Ireland, and they played the tape while they were lowering his casket down into the grave, and you could hear it coming from the grave. It was a tape recording of him talking.
uh,
Hey, I'm still in here. What the
right.
hell's going on? I bet you my wife's doing this. Hilarious. Just hilarious. Funny stuff. Yeah, that would be great.
Mm, mm.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that
that would
would
be.
be funny.
That would be hilarious. Let everybody know
Yeah,
I'm
that
still kicking.
that would be
Make
that
them
would
laugh. No,
yeah.
but my favorite song for my funeral would be "In My Life."
In my life, yeah.
Yeah,
Short. That's kind
yeah.
of short.
No, no.
Actually, I would want Elvis Memories.
Elvis memories. Okay.
Memories.
I don't want anything sad, man. I want everybody to be rocking and rolling, man. Space Station number 5 and Rock
No,
Candy,
fuck them. They're gonna fucking grieve for my motherfucking ass.
I don't want them crying, man. I want them laughing. I want them to, I want them to play shanty. You know, we're gonna sit
Is
around
that
the
Shandy by
shanty,
Kiss?
mom. No,
Oh,
shanty by Jonathan Edwards. We're gonna sit around the shanty, mama. Put a good buzz on. A good friend of mine who passed away last fall, Gary. Uh,
And
he,
do Martian cigarettes.
yeah, do Martian cigarettes. Yep, 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 yep. Definitely.
And
Brownsville Station.
don't play no bougie woogie because I'm the king of rock and
Rock and
roll.
roll. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. See, that's the kind of stuff I want to be playing at my funeral, at my party. I want people
like,
to, understand that's where I'm from. That's where I'm coming
or
from.
here's one. Here's one. Frank Zappa. Why does it hurt when I pee?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, and also, what is that one song, Apostrophe? Yeah, Apostrophe is always
Yeah.
great. I can't, and I won't, and it doesn't. Yeah. So, all
Those
right.
those, those are some really good choices there, saddlebags. I like those.
Yeah. Saddlebags. Yeah. Saddlebags comes up with some good ideas and good choices, man.
He does.
Yeah, he does. He's got some good stuff over there. So, what do you got for topics over there, Saddlebags? I mean, showcase or showdown or
Sammy Khan, whatever.
What do you mean?
you got a topic you want to talk about?
You've been doing
Nah.
your
I'm
homework
throwing you the ball, man.
Oh, well, no, I ain't got nothing.
You ain't got no,
Oh, he's
here's
got an
why.
entire list over there.
before he got stoned, he
Before
was
he got
ready with
stoned,
all this
but
shit. Yeah.
he used that to light up his joint. Yeah.
It's been a real roller coaster of emotions around here, man.
Yeah. Well, come on, throw one
Yeah.
at us, man. Come on, throw one. Come on.
All right, junk mail.
Junk mail.
Here we
Junk.
go. When they send
Everybody
you
gets
some
junk
junk,
mail.
you don't fill it out. You tear it in half, put it back in the self-addressed stamped envelope, and send it back to, and send it on. And that way the post office works for and gets nothing done. They got to do that. Tons of it.
No, I understand. That's a great idea. That's a great concept because it's keeping them working, and that's good. But don't rip it up.
No.
Let's write like
hoping for
little
is to
dick
slow
pics
down
on
the junk
first.
mail. This is
You're not
to
gonna-
slow down the junk mail because the motherfuckers that are going to get the tore up envelope, that they paid for, 50 cents or whatever it costs to send that envelope. So it costs the guy sending you the shit.
No, I understand that, but don't just tear it up. Draw little dick pics on it or something.
Yeah.
Draw a little, a little happy face or a little sign that says "fucking stop sending me this shit, you asshole."
We're not trying to be funny. We're just trying to, make them spend until they don't want to do it no more, and you just be glad with that. Don't send me no junk mail.
Let's try that this Let's do that. Everybody in Radioland, you get junk mail, rip it up, send it back, and now you're saving a mailman's job for another day, possibly, or long. It's true. I'm not even making fun of the idea that you have. It is a great idea, but all I'm saying is let's add a little fun to it and do stupid shit. Who cares? Nothing illegal. Don't do nothing. Don't send a picture of your junk.
I could. Some of the junk mail I get, I could wipe my ass and send it back to them. That's for sure. I mean, that. Well,
some of the junk mail I get is good. I just got Burger King coupons the other day, and those were fucking pretty sweet.
Yeah, so, man, I love the coupons, man. I love coupons. Yeah. You got to keep your eye open.
Those are fun.
Coupons. Fuck yeah,
because you get you buy one breakfast sandwich, you get one free. I'm there.
I am there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a coupon from Jack in the Box. I got a coupon thing from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Get a bucket of chicken, feed 5 for fucking $12.99 for Christ's sake.
Okay.
With the coupons.
All right, we're off that subject now, man.
No,
we're talking more important fish to fry here.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay. All right, we're ready there, Showcase.
Should we change the behind the plate umpire? Now, today there was some shit calls, man, on the Dodger game. On both sides. Okay, both sides. Granted. But if you don't want digital fucking strike zone, then you're in the telephone era where you had a cord to the motherfucker or a black and white TV, my friend, because it's coming.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that because it shouldn't. Baseball is America's sport. And I'm not. I told you before, I'm not really a baseball fan, but that doesn't mean that I can't, speak my piece on it. It's almost like, do you want a robot sucking your cock?
Yeah.
No, not even close. Not even close. Don't get all the.
Let's stop replacing humans with robots. The umpire is a person
computers.
that has a job.
I mean, it's bad enough we're going to lose it all anyway. I just don't. I don't like the idea of taking the human error element out of it. Sure. I think there should be some element of surprise, some element of a missed call, but now they've got the instant replay.
Well, today they did an instant replay and they checked on a play because the Padres overran his base on third, and then Turner got that motherfucker ball and then tagged his foot that his toe was on the bag, but the umpire called his ass out. So they disputed that, and then he was safe. So
that's okay. I don't mind that. That doesn't bother me.
His foot was on the bag when he was tagged.
That umpire behind the plate has got a lot more calls to make. He's not only calling balls and strikes; he'll be calling calls at the plate. He'll be kicking, he'll be kicking coaches out of the game. And
if you just put the computer in,
he'll be
If you just
keeping
put the
track.
computer in for the hit or the miss, I think that's okay. But don't replace the umpire because he also controls the flow of the game.
Correct.
So have your little space age doohickey take the camera picture and see if it was a strike, a home run, whatever. But keep the ump there to flow the game. Keep the game going.
Yeah, got to keep the flow of the game going. Now in football, replacing the referees.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
You don't want to replace them all. Just keep the instant replays a pain in the ass.
Don't have that. It's already digitally counted strike or ball in the strike zone. It's already digitally.
So you're saying who overrides the computer?
Nobody.
Well, the computers have errors.
We talked about this. Now, what if somebody hacks it? What if there's one
No,
of these?
You'll know that. You'll know that right off the bat.
Will you? After 3 or 4 balls and strikes, and they say, "Oh my God!" Then what do? You shut it down and put a guy back corners,
there. The pitcher can hit those corners, and they'll be, strike. Today, man, he was throwing low and outside, calling it strike. Everybody's going, "What the fuck?" But it stands, but he did it on both sides, which is fair. But then again, he did it in a crucial moment. It was the last inning. And one of our best guys, he would have walked. We'd have had a man on. A rally would have started. So,
he wanted to end the game early. He said, "Fuck this, we're going home."
See, but if it was digital, that motherfucker would have been. There's no question about it. Lasers, man. They can tell how fast it's going, where it's going, and where it went through, man. Shit. And in a second, less. So the umpire at the plate would keep things going, but he'd call the plate. He'd trade the balls for the guy when it hits the dirt and shit. But it's going to change.
Who's going to?
I mean, if you want to still be on a cord phone and go into the some privacy and close the door on the cord, do you remember those days?
Yeah.
Not very long. I was born a lot later than you, so I had them for a few years.
You got to graduate. You got to go with the times. Now, like you said, things are advancing like crazy now.
They are.
Said it earlier.
It doesn't mean it's for the better always. Pretty soon we're going to have machines telling us how to think and how to act and what to do, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to be some 1984 type shit, or Big Brother's watching. He is watching. He could watch through your fucking cell phone, whatever. He knows where you are at all times. But I don't want computers in my sports. I don't care about baseball. That's your thing. I don't like baseball, so I could care less if they put a computer in baseball. But if they put something like that in football, I would fucking be pissed in myself personally.
They couldn't. There's nowhere they could put that.
Right.
I mean, maybe not. But, if they put a line judge in football to tell you who made a touchdown or not, I don't think I would like that. I don't know. I mean, maybe I would. I don't think I would.
Play slow motion and cameras at both ends of the field to that. So.
Yeah.
And they got cameras from above, they got cameras from the side and the front and the back and the fucking everything on that line. So there's no disputing when it's challenged. And you get penalties. I mean, challenging if you're wrong.
It could be a great thing. It could be a bad thing. But here's the real thing: is
I think it needs to be checked out.
It's not going to happen, and I'll tell you why it won't happen. Here's the reason why it won't happen. Because there's a lot of money bet on sports, and those bookies and the casinos don't want computers. They want the human interaction. They want the fuck ups.
They want the human error.
Yes.
How do you know they didn't pay off the ump? How do you know?
They might have. That's part of how they make money.
They ain't been caught yet. Wait till they get caught.
That's not fair.
No, it's not fair. But do you think wrestling is on the up and up?
Nothing's on the up and up. It's all
nothing's on the up and up. It's all
like I always say.
It's in the human
economics.
hands. Yeah, it's like
wrestling's fake.
it's
Wrestling's acting.
it's all about the dollar. It's all about the
Economics is
dollar.
everything. You're right. The money
Wrestling
is about everything.
ain't real.
Wrestling's
Wrestling
real.
is
Stop it now. It's
it's
real.
hard. It's hard, but it's
I can't
acting.
believe you said that. You don't think wrestling
It's
is
true.
real?
No.
You just ruin a lot of kids' life.
You just pissed off all of our listeners, man.
Yeah. All three of them.
All three of them, yeah.
No, I'm just adding in my 2 cents. Just like NASCAR sucks, you know. Who wants to see a bunch of cars go around all day in a fucking circle? You
I
know.
gotta say, I won't watch it on TV, but I've went to a few of them, and they're pretty
They're pretty exciting when you go
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
When it's like
I
hockey, people don't.
Just
yeah.
like I can't understand how people watch baseball on TV. Oh, he hit it. Oh, he's running. Okay, he caught it. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I mean seriously. A lot of people don't like watching hockey on TV, but if you ever go to a game
True.
and sit behind the glass, you'll know what that game entails. And it's just like football.
And I agree with you on baseball. I can't watch it on TV, but I'll go to a game and enjoy myself. And it's pretty exciting. But on TV, I'd rather listen to baseball on the radio.
Yeah, more exciting on the radio. The color commentator is always better. And, especially if you got a guy up there like, what's his name? Who's the guy? Just a bit outside. Ball 4.
Well, my
ball 8.
dad used to listen to the ball game all the time when we'd ride in the car. And that would pretty much put you to sleep listening to the game, you know?
Oh, yeah, I used to listen. My dad used to used to be driving along, listening to the ball game the whole time, man. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Here, listen to this. It was great. I mean,
Dad.
Go ahead.
That's what it's supposed to be like. Harry Carey, you know?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Liz Babe,
Wolf,
those were Bob Uecker.
Yeah.
That's the way it
Bob.
was back in the day.
Bob Uecker, that's the guy I was talking about. He's funny as hell. Just a bit outside.
You had 4 AM radio stations, and so you pretty much didn't have much to listen to.
So was your father's favorite team the Cardinals?
No, he was a Dodger fan.
Dodger, really? But was he a New York or Brooklyn Dodger fan, or just a Dodger fan?
He was a Brooklyn, then an LA Dodger, because he was from
New
York.
He was still, because a lot of people stopped liking the Dodgers of that time period when they moved from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
the Brooklyn fans.
He liked the Brooklyn Dodgers, and he liked the LA Dodgers. Part of the reason why we went to California was because of the fucking Los Angeles Dodgers. Chavez Ravine. First game I ever went to was at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And I got to see Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris play. I was like 5.
I never liked baseball, but I always wore a Boston Red Sox hat. And the reason why is because I'm an Italian from New York, so you're automatically supposed to like the Yankees.
I've got a picture of me. I got a picture
So
of
you
me.
had a Boston hat.
So I wore a Boston hat to family events, and it would piss my family off. You have to wear, that. I sound like Christopher Walken. That was my worst Italian impression ever. But, I would piss them off.
Yeah, I used to wear a Washington Senators hat, and now they're the Washington Nationals.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Todd, put yourself more into the right screen. More.
What do you mean?
Move the camera to the right.
To the right?
Yeah.
I'm on a laptop. It's not like...
No, you're okay over there. You're okay. But Todd, you got to move the camera.
Why? I'm right there. Are we doing this again? Are we doing this again?
He doesn't see your luscious lips.
I haven't seen you for 45 minutes. Because you're in that half of the. You're in the front of the camera. Can you see me, Guido?
Can you see me?
I could see you. Yeah, I could see your chin. I could see your. You need to shave that neckline. It's getting pretty bad there.
Yeah.
Trim that neckline up.
Do
you have a Foundry shirt on? Wait a minute. Do you have a Foundry shirt on?
Yeah, I sure do.
How come I never get no fucking swag?
You don't get no swag.
Put your camera more to the right, Todd.
I am. I'm right there. Where do you want me to go? I don't
more
get
to
it.
Your right.
That is to my right, and this is to the
left. He wants to see you straight.
More,
like
little more. Can you go a little more?
Oh, the brotherly love.
The same way you were
going.
going.
Go any further. You're such a fucking tool.
Now now you're not there again.
I see you perfect.
I know. I don't know what he's looking at. That's because he's got his camera skewed. You got
Yeah, I
yours skewed.
got you in the big picture and him in the little picture and me in the little picture.
Well,
How do you
you
change
got to
that?
flip that. You
Kid,
need
this
to
is why
flip that.
you don't do drugs.
You need to flip that. Put yours in the little picture and put. This is why you don't do weed during the show, folks. They just.
That's your
Yeah, well,
professional.
I can't see how to do that.
Flip your phone.
I'll show you after the show, but I'm in the picture. I mean, I can see myself. I can see myself.
Perfect.
I can see myself. I'm looking right at it, bro. I'm looking right at it. You just don't want me. I'm not looking into the camera like that. I'm looking up at the screen. See what I'm saying?
Do we need to send you a jitterbug?
Yeah, he needs a jitterbug. He needs one of them flip phones. He's lost, dazed, confused. See, I'm not looking at the camera. My camera's to my left.
I got it on grid view.
Well, take it off of grid view.
You don't need to see yourself, you ego.
I got a large grid. I got speaker view and together mode. That's what I got.
This is not the time for this. All right. So, anyways, there's this guy. He gets busted with a gun. They take him into custody, right?
Yeah.
And he goes to jail, and they do a strip search. He had a gun put up his ass.
Was it a Browning?
I don't buy it. Was it a Browning? I ain't buying it, man. I'm not.
I read this article about this plant somewhere in I forgot where, but it was a sperm plant where they got the bull semen out and stuff, and it freaking exploded.
It exploded.
And there was not the building, the machine that was taking the sperm from the cattle exploded, and sperm was everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. I can send you a link to it. That's crazy. Could you imagine being the fireman in that and going in there and getting just blasted with about 500 ton of bull semen? That's like Debbie does.
Have you ever been on a ranch where they? You ever been on a ranch where they do that, where they collect bull semen?
No.
And they stud them out that way? See, they don't do it the traditional, the old way, where they let the bull fuck the cow. They take the semen from the cow, from the bull, and then.
Well, that's bullshit. Let the guy have some fun.
He don't care. He don't care.
I mean, he's out here making all these babies so you can milk. Let the guy have a little fun. Maybe the heifer wants it too.
Right? You never know.
You never know. Why should we
it.
interject an animal,
A question for you. Does a cow have a clitoris?
A fucking big one.
Yeah, you think?
Oh,
they have
yeah,
a joy spot?
I don't know. Hey, horse shack. What do you think?
What do you think?
Well, I don't think too much, man.
What do you think, man? What do you think? You think a cow has a clitoris?
Hey.
Do you want me to read all the names that I came up for Showdown today?
Yeah, let's hear some of them. Yeah.
Okay, we got Showdown. We got Shoe Shine. We got Shipwreck. Salt Taters. Shit Breath. Sasquatch. Seabreeze. Stigmata. How about Slim Jim? Slot Car. Showcase. Here's a good one. Shadow Boxer. Oh, we got another one here. Oh, page 2. Star Shards. Stainmaster,
yeah.
People Chase, Studebaker, Simpleton, Stunt Double, Stank Anya, Sweet Cheeks, Saddlebags, Stingy Bitch, Snack Pack. Let's turn the page.
Snack Pack.
Starter
got
Kit,
more.
Sheep Herder, Samsonite, steer clear, sunny day. Stem cell, and the best one, if you get a little bitchy, we'll understand, and we're going to call you stay free.
Stay free. Yeah, stay free.
And that's all I got for you. And that's out of love and affection for you, buddy.
Yeah, that's our love for you, brother.
That's not me making fun of you. That's just me I welcome you to my family.
Yeah, you're welcome to the KGF Rocks family.
Cheeks and kiss your lips, then worry.
Right.
In trouble.
Fredo, you disappoint me.
Yeah.
You broke my heart, Fredo. You broke my heart.
You broke
that's
my
John
heart.
Travolta. That's John Travolta doing it. That was John Travolta doing Al Pacino in The Godfather Part 2. You breaking my heart, Fredo. You breaking my heart.
I know what you did. You broke my heart.
Yeah. That guy, Joe, John Castles, or whatever his name is, died in '78, and he was a really good actor.
Yeah, he was.
You know, and
Fredo, you mean?
Yeah, Fredo. John Castles or Cassell. He was also in 8 Angry Men or whatever that one was with the jury.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, he was a good actor.
Pacino was in that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think is a better actor? They both branded the same way. Do you think Al Pacino or Robert De Niro? Now take away any outside sources like what he does in his personal life on both of them, and just rate them on their acting ability. And who you think's better?
Who? Which actors? Tell me again.
Al Pacino or Robert De Niro?
Oh, Al Pacino.
I have to agree with you. Al Pacino, he excites me sometimes. Like, he can get you going. Like when he was Serpico, and when he was Attica, I mean, it's like he gets you going. He
does. Yeah. I think that Robert De Niro is one thing, but Al Pacino is just fucking just amazing. I mean,
But who's your favorite actor?
My favorite actor of all time?
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's your little boy crush.
Yeah, well, I'd go gay for him. I would. He's my man crush.
What about you, Showdown? What is your favorite actor?
Wow.
I
knew this was going to be trouble.
See?
Well, while you think about it, I'll tell you mine. Mine's John Travolta, and it always has been. And the reason why is because I kind of grew up with John Travolta. I was a young child in the 70s, so I watched, Grease and Saturday Night Fever. Well, I probably shouldn't have, but I did. And then in the 80s, and then when I was a 20-something and he came out with Pulp Fiction and all those movies, just amazing. My favorite line ever is, "Are you a good girl or a bad girl? You can't be both. You got to choose."
Yeah.
I mean, I just love it. Now it's your turn, Showcase.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Come on.
Come on, give me an actor. Give me somebody. Give us something,
have to be
man.
Excited. You could say like Michael Keaton. Who cares?
Yeah,
Nobody's
Bill Murray.
going to see you on the street tomorrow and say, "Hey, I really thought your actor synopsis was spot on."
Who's your favorite actor?
I like.
We'll make it easy. Dead or alive?
Oh, dead actors.
DiCaprio. You got, shit.
Macaulay Culkin.
Brad Pitt. You got. He's great.
Brad Pitt. Yeah, he can act.
And then you got guys. You got Tom Cruise. And then you got Tom Hanks. They're all good actors. Neil Neeson, he's great.
Yeah, but who touches you like on a personal level? Like I said, I grew up with John Travolta, so it was like he was always there for me, and I just saw him act. Even when he did like Look Who's Talking, where he couldn't get good roles at that time, so he did this little kids show movie, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Definitely.
I can say, Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, he was great, but where is he now? I don't understand these great actors that just disappear.
He's around.
He's around, but he's not like he was. I mean, he's not Bodyguard Kevin Costner anymore. He's not doing. Same with John Travolta. They're not doing.
I think his
top
last.
box office movie.
I think Kevin Costner's last good movie. Well, the show he's doing now.
It's a good show.
It's a good show. But I think the Draft Day was awesome. I think Draft Day was fucking killer.
Yeah, that was. I forgot about that one. Yeah,
that's a good.
But there's
movie.
been actors that were at the top of their game, then all of a sudden they were gone. Like they were the actor that everybody wanted in their movie. Like then all of a sudden they just go away. It's like weird. People get sick of them or something.
Yeah. Well, Val Kilmer, he's done.
Val Kilmer, he's done because of his unfortunate throat cancer.
He's got throat cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately for him, but he's another one of my guys that would be on my top 5 list is Val Kilmer.
Right. And
I love the way he acts.
Ace Ventura, what's his name?
Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is toast. He's done. He's a psycho.
He's done. Yeah, but another good actor from my time that I grew up with that I can say that I like as an actor is Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, good actor.
Yeah.
Good actor. Yeah, Sean Connery was one of mine. Sean Connery was one of my favorite actors. He was a great actor.
Oh, but who do you think the best James Bond was then?
The first, Sean Connery.
Yeah,
Sean Connery,
I don't know if
dude.
it's because I grew up with him, but I think Roger Moore is a better one.
Roger Moore was okay, but you knew he was acting. Sean Connery was the fucking 007. He was 007 for sure.
I don't know because when I watch those ones, I'm just like, yeah, okay. But then when I watch like For Your Eyes Only, I'm like, this is what it's more action packed. I think.
Yeah.
And
they didn't have a lot of leeway. They didn't. No,
they did. And I didn't like the one with Live and Let Die. I disliked that movie so much.
Oh, Live and Let Die sucked. I think comparatively so, Goldfinger was the gold standard.
Yeah. What about Gold? What's his name from Mike Myers? Goldmember.
Goldmember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goldmember. Yeah.
Mike Myers did a good spoof of those movies, though.
He did. Absolutely.
Great.
No question. And
Mike
Myers is a great
as
actor.
His father. Oh, Michael Caine as his dad was perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Well, it's like a little arm holding an apple.
Yeah. and you don't have to be a serious actor to be a great actor because that's proof right there. Mike Myers, he did those perfectly, and then he did Shrek and made Billy. He made so much money off of Shrek, he doesn't have to work ever.
Oh, he won't have to work again ever. Yeah, and I think he did well. Even with the series, being on Saturday Night Live, a lot of actors on Saturday Night Live made it big.
Sure,
Adam Sandler, him.
You got Chevy
Chase, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. The list goes on and on and on and on, man.
And
Richard
Gilda
Pryor.
Radner would have been one of them too if she didn't die.
Yeah, she passed away.
Let's get to the bumper crop of marijuana.
The bumper crop of marijuana. Well, there seems to be a lot of it out there, and they're manufacturing way too much. A lot of weed's going to go to waste because they don't have.
Well, maybe not.
People
maybe
buying
they'll
it off
send
the
it here
street.
to New York.
They don't have enough buyers.
Now, well, the dope shops. The thing is people aren't buying it at the dope shops. They're not taking it that they're safe to go in there to buy that shit. So they're still buying it off the street. Number one, they're getting the same quality weed on the street for less money. Right. They don't have to pay taxes.
Right.
So,
well, the thing of it is though, eventually, I believe that the legal states are going to make selling it on the street not illegal, but it's tax, like a tax evasion type.
Taxable income. That's what they did with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
They made a tax evasion. So if you get caught dealing it on the street and selling weed, say, well, did you pay your taxes last year on this, on your income? Well, no. Well, you're under arrest for tax evasion, dude.
Right. So that's probably how it's going to happen. And it's almost to that point where, like, maybe it should have stayed illegal.
Selling it, listen here, hear me out. If you're selling it on the street and the taxes, if you go in every year and file the minimum, then you're safe.
Right. You got to report the income, though.
Yeah, the minimum.
Right.
You just tell them, okay, I made 40,000 this year, or 20,000, whatever's the minimum. of what you could make before the tax goes outrageous on you. See,
Yeah, I
and then
agree with that too. Waitresses do
you'll have
that.
to pay
Waiters.
$1,200 or maybe 14 or $1,500, and then you're out the door.
Right,
1,200.
but I don't think
Gone.
there's a solid plan to collect taxes from marijuana sales off the street. I don't think there's
No,
an
I haven't
active
heard
plan.
anything yet.
But
But
there
here's the
is a
thing.
tax for income, unexplained income, and you can just say that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. It's only legal statewide. It's only legal in that state. It's not federally legal. So the feds could still come in and arrest people if they wanted to, but they won't.
They
But
won't.
once the federal government legalizes marijuana for all 50 states, then you're not just evading tax, so to speak, from your state of New York or wherever. You're creating federal or income tax evasion.
Once we
You know.
pass 30 states, I think the Fed is going to do it. They're going to pull the
Well,
trigger.
the Congress already has passed it and said yes to it, but now it's in the Senate's floor. So already the United States Congress legalized it, and they're changing.
What's
The
that?
stores aren't going to last long. No, they're not going to collect as much tax on weed as they thought they was gonna.
Oh no, they won't. They won't because people are still able to get it off the street. And it's easier
Well,
to
not
get.
only that, in New York, you're allowed to have your own plant. So
People are going on their own.
yeah, I don't have to go buy it off the street. I don't have to go buy it at the store. I can grow it myself and smoke it. I mean, that's
I got jars full of it that I grew for the past 2 years. I still got jars full because I don't,
Yeah.
and I smoke it constantly. So go figure. That means I get it somewhere, don't I?
yeah.
That's
We
a
all
fact.
do.
I do not go to the store. That's never.
But pretty soon it's going to be federally legal, And here's the thing too: is like right now, it's before when it was illegal in New York State. If you got caught, you got caught. Whatever.
Cost you 50.
Yeah, but now if you're under 21, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
If
you're under
so if
21,
20
you're
years
gonna
old.
get-
Right.
Yeah, if
so
you're
it's
20.
an adult. It's only legalized for adults.
Yep,
Well,
21 and over.
it'll just be like the alcohol,
Sure.
where you get probation and
Or a fine. Or your
warning.
parents have to pay your fine for you.
But you're still
A
going to get
slap
your
up
name
the
put
wrist.
in the system.
Yeah. You'll
Yeah.
still be in the
And it's-
system, but it'll be a fine.
Right. I don't care
Well,
what
it's
it is. Still
18, then all your juvenile record disappears.
Yeah.
Unless you're going for a government job.
Unless if you're going for a government job, that
Trust
don't go
me.
away. Yeah.
They
That's for
found
sure.
out things that they weren't supposed to find out when I went into the Army. I'm like, how did you find that out? That's not supposed to be public,
Right?
It's the U.S. government. We find it all out.
Right? That's a fact. Yeah.
I could no longer go to where I wanted to go. They switched my duty because of that little problem.
Yeah. Well, they switched my duty because of that little problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because when they say your record's expunged, they really lie to you. Unless you go there and get the record yourself and physically destroy it, they don't destroy it.
They don't destroy it. They keep it on file.
They keep it on
off.
file, but they don't keep it in. Like if a cop goes to look up you, it won't come up. But if someone subpoenas the records, then they could find it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So
he's
unless
been
you
arrested.
physically go get them.
Yeah, he's been arrested before. So, but I mean they got their ways of keeping control of it, and they're not gonna take it too lightly in some places compared to other places. I mean, I got a bad feeling Missouri is going to be really bad. Missouri is going to take their freaking time legalizing.
Well,
They've already
why
legalized
is
it
that,
for
though?
medicine. I don't know. They're always the last one to fucking. They were the last one to fucking get rid of prohibition. Missouri was the last state to get rid of prohibition. It was ridiculous. We were a dry state for a long time. Very dry.
Yeah.
Kansas was a dry state. It still is. I mean, you can't buy anything more than 3.2 beer in some places in Kansas. You got to drive all the way to Missouri to get fucking 5% beer.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, there are dry counties out there where you can't buy a lick of liquor. And I guarantee you there's
Right.
going to be dry counties out there where you can't fucking have marijuana. They're going to fucking prosecute you. If,
Oh, sure.
you
Some of
know,
those real conservative towns are going to be like
yeah,
that. You
yeah.
know.
We got 10 minutes left, Toddy?
Yeah, we got about 9 minutes left on the show.
Wow, father time.
I like to be warned because I got a subject that we could get into that's very heavy.
What is it now? Go ahead.
It's in the sexual nature. Are we allowed?
Yeah, we're
Well, it
allowed.
depends
Sexual?
what
Yeah,
we're
what the
talking
hell?
about.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Depends on what you're talking
Oh,
about.
oh, oh.
You're
But
not talking.
I think it's going to last longer than 10 minutes.
Well,
All
we
right?
won't go over. We'll control ourselves. But what it is drop the bomb, will you? For crying out loud, quit wasting time.
Oh, okay. Well, I like, yeah. Okay. John Bongino does that, and so does Tucker Carlson. They drag it on. They never get to the point. You gotta wait till the end to get to the point. He's trying to tell you.
Okay, get to the
So,
point.
okay.
There's John Bongino. Go ahead.
Bon Jovi, spit it
I'm
out.
waiting for you. Come on. Come on.
All right. I don't know how to say this, but I can go into a story. Okay.
All right, come on.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Did we? I think we already talked about this. About the, when I was.
We did that last week.
Oh, when you was
No,
on the porn?
No, I don't think we did it on the air.
No, no, okay. But that's a long-winded one, man. That one's
That's what
long.
I'm saying. I think it'll take longer than 10
We'll save
minutes.
that.
So
Let's save that for next
we'll
week.
save that for
Let-
next
let-
week.
We don't want to take out too many eggs out of the basket right now.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, you got. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
Next week,
But
we'll
Stairmaster was definitely in a porno.
Stairmaster was in a porno. That's for sure. That is for sure. He was in a porno. Yeah. And she drank every
Yeah.
last drop, didn't she?
Oh yeah,
She
Yeah.
chugged that fucker down. I watched the whole video.
I did
Did
a
you?
porno once,
Yeah.
but I forgot to press record.
Did you hear me at the end? I said, "God damn."
Yeah, she chugged it down.
Yeah.
When
But
she
that,
was
you
finished,
that was
said,
I would
"God."
definitely I would definitely nominate you for some kind of porn movie award for your performance.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've always wanted to go to the to the video awards, to the porn awards. What are they called?
Yeah. I don't know. I would call it the
adult
sperm.
video awards. Yeah, adult film awards. AFA.
I would call it the spermy.
No,
Yeah.
it's AVA.
Yeah, AVA. Adult video.
So let's go.
Awards.
We'll make a day trip.
You know, we have to go to Vegas for it when they have it back again. They usually have it in February. They usually do it in Las Vegas. They have a big old party too. I'd love to go to the party. That ought to be awesome. Partying with
Yeah,
porn
that would-
stars. I'm too old for
Yeah,
that
that
shit
would
now.
be. I'd have to get a good stiff drink there.
They'd look at me. They'd look at me and say, "Get the fuck out of here."
You'd be like, what? Who let this motherfucking bum in?
Who let this guy in? What the fuck are you
Okay.
thinking?
Question. Do you think we have freedom?
Do you think
In
we
this
have
country?
freedom? No. No.
We have about as much freedom as they will allow us to have.
Yeah. We don't have any
There is no true freedom.
There's no
there
such
is.
thing as freedom.
Yeah.
I see.
You're
Okay.
never gonna have.
You're doubting freedom then. So
I know for a fact that I can't travel. I am not doubting it at all. I know for a fact we are not free. I can't
You're never
travel.
going to have freedom if there's any kind of rules or structure. And I'm not against rules and structures. I believe in rules and structures. That makes it so that a person can't walk down the street naked. Now that's freedom, just to be able to walk down your street naked. But that doesn't mean I want to see that.
Yeah.
So that's why there's really no true freedom. It's
No,
because we
but-
need laws. In
But I
order.
think
Well,
what we're talking about. I
That's a
think what,
victim. See, you got a victim there because you're showing little kids you're naked, or something. You got victims. Okay,
Right.
you can't do things that you got victims of.
No,
That's
no.
out of the question. You can't kill somebody. You can't go up and punch
But me
another person in the face.
me flying from St. Louis to LAX and being searched and seizurized and inspected and being injected and asked a bunch of questions about my personal life. That's what I call a lack of freedom. That's
Sure.
where we
Sure.
lost the war. We lost the war
We
because
lost the
that's going to
war on
stay. That's going
freedom
to
a
stay.
long
That'll
time ago.
never change ever again. That'll never change.
2000 September 11th, 2001 changed the whole freedom structure in the United States of America.
Absolutely. Freedom left on September 11th, 2001. You can't travel state to state without being a risk of being searched. You can't drive down your highway without being pulled over or questioned about where you're going or where you've been. Um, you you can't say certain things on the internet anymore. You
And
can't.
right now
Well,
you
this
have
is
no
what I'm
freedom.
saying about the doubt you have in the freedom that they promised you, and that you grew up with.
But they indoctrinated everybody in the last 20 years.
In the
If
I
last
you
don't
look
20
know
at
years.
about
television,
I don't
yeah,
know about you, Guido. You was brought up in the '80s, so
right,
it was kind of different for you than it was for he and I.
sure,
We
sure.
were '60s and '70s, and that was a freedom. That was when freedom. But then it started to change right there in the '80s.
It did. It did. It definitely did. So I grew up in that whole infrastructure of the change. I don't know any of the freedoms that you guys enjoyed,
Right,
because I
right.
I was young. But now it's even less free than when I
Oh,
was a
absolutely.
child, because it's like you're afraid to have a podcast like this or something,
And,
because you might actually give your honest opinion, and your honest opinion hurts one person's feelings, and then you get canceled, and it's not right and it's not fair, but it is how it is right now, so we have to deal with it.
Yeah, when's that going to change? When Trump gets back into office?
I don't even think it's a certain person.
no,
it's
no,
it's
I
the
don't think
whole
it's a certain
collective.
person because it didn't change when he got into office. It doesn't depend on
Yeah,
who is the
right.
president and what's going on. That's not going to change no matter what.
That's another problem with the wars and the people dying and shit. The wrong people died.
Well, sometimes the right people die too.
Right.
I mean, no
They're the ones
question
that are in
about it.
office.
Just like the
Those are
day
the
the
ones
music
in
died.
office.
If Richie
Yeah.
Valens wouldn't have got sick, he'd still be here.
Yeah, yeah,
You
he'd still
know?
be here. He shouldn't have flown. He
Oh.
shouldn't have flown.
Ri-
That's for sure.
Richie. Oh,
Richie, we
yeah.
had about a minute
Yep.
and a half left in the show.
How'd it
Wow, we
taste?
covered
Hey,
2 hours, guys.
Once you get past the smell, it tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
I think we've got a good show. We talk, talk, talk.
Yeah, talk, talk,
Talk,
Talk,
talk,
talk,
talk,
talk.
talk, talk,
talk,
talk,
talk.
talk,
You
talk,
know.
talk, 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 talk. We got it off our mind. We got it off our chest. We got it off our back, and we talked our way right on out of it and through a show. We
And we
got,
got we got
yeah, we're down
we
to
got it
one
out of
minute,
our
man.
ass.
We even talked out of our ass for a minute.
Right. We
You
talked
know,
out
we
of our
were we
ass a
were
lot.
talk about all kinds of shit. Talk, 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 talk.
Talk show.
Hey, listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much. Tell a friend about our show and spread the word. We're looking to have some possible interviews in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Come back and see us next week. Don't miss, just don't miss any shows, man. Just be there for us, and we'll be there for you. All right. So this is, without further ado, this is Free Ride, and that's
The
Guido,
king.
and that's Superhuman.
Yeah. Subhuman.
saying,
Adios.
"See ya, bye bye."